Hey everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Ninja Show. I'm your host, Crystal Starr. Alongside me, we've got Freddie, Matt, and Laura running our chat room as Clever Fangirl, so you can totally talk to her online. That's hot, right?
Lots of people want to talk to Laura online, probably.
I like talking to Matt online.
Yeah, Freddie and I talk a lot online.
Late night talk shows.
Inappropriately.
Very inappropriately. All right, guys, last week DC showed us new images, a trailer for Suicide Squad, and our first look at the footage from their new solo film, Wonder Woman. I'm super psyched. So, we are going to talk all about this new exciting stuff from the DCU, but first, let's get this show started by taking some time to get to know your Nerd Ninja cast. So, let's jump right in. And start with you, Matt. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What are your nerd credentials?
My name is Matt, and I'm one of the owners of The Lost Toys. It's a local Dallas vintage and modern toy store. I've been collecting toys since before I could walk, literally. There's pictures of me, Christmas of '83. I couldn't walk yet, but I was collecting Return of the Jedi figures. I taught myself to read with the DC Comics Superpowers line, which was when Jack Kirby first came on to DC from Marvel. I love all things DC, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern. I collect all toys because I own a store, but specifically vintage Star Wars, Kinder Superpowers, Ninja Turtles, and I have a huge love of Saturday morning cartoons as well as 80s cereal.
And you said before that you like the cartoons your mom wouldn't let you watch, right?
Yeah, I like special cartoons like Fritz the Cat, ones that are too old for me.
Ralph Bakshi, Insanity Acid Trips.
Yeah.
So that is one of the main reasons that we decided to have Matt come on our Nerd Ninja cast.
Because I watch inappropriate cartoons?
Yes.
Oh.
That is pretty much the only reason that we had Matt come on.
Yeah. My principal said that would never help me. So I'm so glad.
And look where you are now.
What do you think about that, Principal Anderson?
And you'll
Suck it!
So, yes, and if you guys haven't been, Matt's toy shop is called The Lost Toys. Check them out. They are extremely radical. All right, next we have Mr. Freddie.
I'm Freddie Ruiz, Oak Cliff. I've been a huge Star Wars and Spider-Man fan since I was a baby. The two franchises basically gave me my entire moral compass for all of life, and since then I've been constantly trying to expand my geekdom and love for all things pop culture, especially horror movies, because, come on, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, they're all friggin' awesome. Anything from the 80s too, you know, like Striper! 80s hair metal's epic. And it's led me to work in the comic shop now, and I like to share my love of pop culture and geekiness. And anybody who will give me the time of day, I will tell them why George Romero is my god.
And he's a great kisser.
He is a great kisser. I was at the Alamo Draft House, and I was like, George, how are you
I meant
today?
you, but sure.
Oh, me. Well, but I've also done a lot of writing in my time. This all started back in like 2005 when my teacher said basically that I could never write because I'm
Principal
dyslexic and
Anderson,
suck.
right?
Yeah. And I said, you know what, bitch? I got a friggin' TV show now that I worked on for about 5 or 6 episodes. It's by Dark Star Films, and it was called Nightmares, and it was an anthology show like Tales from the Crypt, and it was friggin' awesome. I've also written a couple of scripts and done some short films for like competitions for Rob Zombie and for Scott Derrickson. Actually, I wrote a script called Morte Pulsera that he's the guy directing the Doctor Strange movie, and I actually got the Crypt Keeper to intro that movie for me when I sent it off and stuff. So
If you're trying to make me jealous.
that's what I'm
it's
saying
working.
right now. 4th grade, 5th grade teacher. I don't know how old I was, but you suck. I'm awesome. I'm a writer. Poetry bash, bitch.
Yeah, great kisser. Not too much tongue. Great
So,
kisser.
yeah, we totally got Freddie on the show because he's a great kisser, great writer. Matt's words, not mine. Although I do think he's a great writer. But yeah, at the comic shop, he definitely, if you've ever gone to his shop, it's Collected Comics here in Plano, and he will just entrance you for hours.
I'll treat you good.
Treat you right.
How much does it cost to get entranced?
$5 for every minute.
Okay.
$10 for every
I'm
hour.
out price-wise then.
What? Anyways, so that's one of the reasons that I was like, damn, Freddie, you're awesome. And if you guys watch the show long enough, you will soon find out. And this is our lovely Laura. So, Laura, tell us what you got to bring to the table.
Well, hey, everyone. So everybody has their favorite piece of pop culture. And for me, that's hands down Jurassic Park. Whenever I was little, my parents introduced me to the movie probably their best judgment probably wasn't to introduce me to it, but now I'm a huge fan and I'm totally hooked to it, mildly obsessed, and by mildly obsessed, probably extremely obsessed. But along with Jurassic Park, I've had a forever love with Power Rangers, Pokemon, and like all different realms of sci-fi. I graduated last year from UTD with a degree in emerging media and communications, and my current job is currently as a social media coordinator, so I've had a lot of experience with all little sectors of the interwebs. I've been going to comic book conventions since 2008. My first one was actually Anime Fest, where I met Crystal, which is really funny. So we've known each other for a long time, and I've got to say, the comic book community and the people you meet in it are the best people you'll ever meet. It's just such an amazing community. So if you have a chance to go to a convention and you haven't been to one, you should totally go.
100%. And I actually met you, so we met at the show, and then we realized that we were both at college together.
Yeah, the same community college.
And we both worked for the paper, which is kind of cool. And small
What a scoop.
Right?
More pictures of
Which
Spider-Man.
one of you is Jimmy Olsen?
Jenny Olsen.
Yeah, Jenny Olsen.
So Jenny Olsen, nice. We actually a couple years ago, or I don't remember how long ago, we had a magazine together called Samaze. It was a nerd culture magazine that we published together.
It was
And
epic. I carried it in my store.
I remember we promoted, or we were sponsors, right?
yeah, and we actually did an ad for y'all. That's old school.
Yeah,
That's
that is old school.
That's OG right there.
So yeah,
I actually met Freddie at an amateur mud wrestling match. We
For
we
midgets?
competed in the first round and then again in the finals, and he fought pretty dirty. He went for the eyes.
Was that Big
I
Buddies on the
respected his-
Bayou? That was a mud wrestling contest, right?
So yeah, that's kind of how I have met this awesome cast. And so for my history, I'm Crystal Starr, and with a name like that, it's kind of no surprise that I've been obsessed with fantasy my entire life. My father was a Trekkie, and my mother was a Jedi. So often I was alone as a child, and I just kind of devoured magical worlds and stories, anything that I could really escape to, which led me to working with Mocap Studios, creating content for the gaming and entertainment industry. And I kind of, I've always had this really deep passion for art and helping others, and that's kind of led me to create the Comic Club at My Possibilities. It's a place for adults with special needs, and I'm also currently a cosplay guest at various conventions across the US, and I've been featured in magazines, newspapers, TV shows, and dozens of cosplay websites. And I actually used to work with Mr. Frede at the comic shop, and I have a huge obsession for Star Wars and Lego. And many other really random little things.
I like Eggo.
Lego
Eggo
my
my
Eggo.
Lego my
Legos.
Egos.
I still got that subscription set up for you at the store with like 50 billion books in it. Just putting that out there.
Do you still have my Eggo subscription with all the different waffles in it?
Yeah, man, I put
Okay.
fresh syrup on it every day.
Okay, that's perfect.
So I wanted to give you guys a quick little rundown of who we are, because a few of you guys have messaged us saying, you kind of started the show. This is our 5th episode, and we haven't really talked about us. So now you
Are
guys,
we already in 5?
We're in 5.
Dude, we're Empire Strikes
Dude,
Back.
I know. I was about to say.
Cool. So now you guys know. Now you guys know a little bit about us. So back to our topic of DC. Yes?
Are we the Fantastic Four?
We are the Fantastic Four. Invisible Woman.
Thing, Invisible Woman, Human Torch,
Am I Mr.
Mr.
Fantastic?
Spanktastic.
Fantastic. Ow! All right, so talking about DC. DC just revealed the lineup that we're going to see in the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. So, is it what you guys were expecting, or were there any surprises? We're going to go ahead and start with Matt.
Ooh, Age Before Beauty.
Ooh, now.
Yeah, it was pretty much the lineup I was expecting with the New 52 lineup. There were a few kind of things that I wasn't totally sure about. I was a little surprised by... Well, I know we've got 2 Justice League movies, right? So we're going to have to see how that shakes out. So I think the first one, we'll see the 5 that we've already seen in Batman v Superman. But I was a little surprised to see Shazam in there. That
Sorry,
seems like
I
a
get what
cool
you're saying.
ad. Whoa, I thought a lightning bolt was going to strike you. And then I was a little surprised to see Green Lantern is going to be in so late. But I guess we're
Yeah.
still so close to that sad Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Green Lantern. So I was surprised to see those 2 wait so long. And then I'm also surprised about Cyborg, there being a Cyborg movie. I think they're going to have to change that to something else. I think Cyborg's going to have to be Teen Titans or the Metal Men
Yeah.
or something. I don't think he's going to be able to have his own movie, but we'll see, man. You never know. He might steal the show.
Sad robot.
Sad Robot, yeah, for sure.
So, Freddie, what about you? You guys have, what are your expectations? Did you have any surprises? People at home, too. Is this what you were expecting for the cast? And were there any surprises for you guys? Freddie?
Man, I've been at the comic shop so long. Like, I live there pretty much. I was there when the New 52 rebooted, and I'm like, watch this. Cyborg's on the team. Like, what's going on?
From
'Cause
Teen Titans?
Yeah, I watched Teen Titans like crazy. Like, Teen Titans. Like,
Teen
that
Titan,
was
go.
my jam back in the day. So I'm looking at this new lineup and everything. And, like, Shazam's all on there. And, like, this is the team in the comics, you know? And you got, it's kind of weird to me. But I've followed it for so long that once they announced it, you know, for the movie, I was like, well, that just makes sense. They've been pumping it up since like 2011, 2010. So I wasn't really surprised about anything other than like in my mindset, Cyborg. Like I said, I wanted some Teen Titans Cyborg. Now he's like same age as the rest of them. Just like, oh, I'm a big old robot.
So, Laura, what about you?
Well, I'm really excited about Cyborg. I'm a huge Teen Titans nut. I've been a Teen Titans nut since the first run, and I love Teen Titans Go. I don't care what you guys say. I love it. But I'm actually I'm excited at who's going to be in this movie. But I'm really surprised too to actually see photos being released before Batman versus Superman.
I hate that.
'Cause
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, so this kind of threw me off. But I am really excited about it for sure, especially the Cyborg. Like, come on, we really haven't seen him.
They showed the concept art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that for sure, or?
Well, actually, let's take a look at
Okay.
the concept art. So, here's what we've kind of seen been leaking on the internet.
Now, this is from the DC special they had with Kevin Smith
Yeah.
and Jeff Johns, right, Freddie?
Yeah, Kevin
Okay.
Smith, the
so this
DC
is pretty
guru.
official. It was on a DC show, so it might not be the final look that we see, but it's definitely DC approved, right? So it's definitely the track. The one I'm really not crazy about is the Flash. Here comes the Flash right here, guys. I don't like the lightning bolts on the head, and I'm not crazy about the chest emblem. But I think they're definitely trying to separate themselves from the Flash show.
The show, yeah.
Right? So
Well, they announced the actor for
does
the
he have finger gloves like
movie.
a homeless person? You can see his
or like
fingers,
Gambit.
right?
Or like an emo kid.
Or like
Okay.
Gambit? No.
So these are just a lot of the kind of concept arts that we're just kind of finding online that people have been kind of hoping for, if you will.
yeah, it was a big release. What do you guys think about the concept art?
I am. This one's my favorite.
Oh my god!
Just because I love Jason Momoa.
Home-
he
Boys
came to my
Conan.
booth at Dallas Comic Con, the last one. He was so cool.
Yeah, I actually beat him twice in thumb wrestling.
Really?
Yes.
He was wearing a pilgrim hat like
Not
Pharrell.
Yes, he does wear those weird hats. He's kind of awesome.
I love him.
in that way.
I just can't stop seeing him as Conan in that thing. I'm like, Conan's Aquaman
Oh,
now.
You
Conan
know, a lot of his
O'Brien.
tattoos are his actual tattoos.
Yeah.
which
That's
is
cool.
really awesome. That they
What
kind
is
of
best in
integrated
life?
it
To
the
see the land dwellers fall before you and hear the lamentations of the
God.
eagles.
He did it. He did it, America.
Oh,
You've seen
yeah,
it. You've seen the greatest Arnold impression in the world.
Thank you.
So, anybody at home, what are people's thoughts at home? Like, anybody?
What do you guys think about that concept art?
Yeah, for real. I kind of agree with you with the Flash.
I didn't recognize the
Yeah,
hobo
a lot
gloves
of
until you
people-
said that.
Right?
A lot of people aren't really big fans of the Flash. That Flash looks busted. I hope that Flash doesn't suck. Jason said that's the Injustice Flash costume.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that they make changes to it, considering it's it's just really not getting
I
much
think
love. And
I'm with Jason a little bit. It's definitely influenced by that Injustice armor. I think a lot of this is influenced by Injustice.
Yeah,
Yes.
from especially like Harley Quinn's look now too.
Yeah, definitely Harley too. So I agree. I think that's definitely the direction they're headed. And they really want to separate themselves from that show costume. So, hence the hobo gloves.
Yeah, but the Flash costume on the show looks epic.
He's
man.
so
Yeah, it's
fast that his
beautiful.
fingers burned away.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Green Lantern Corps, or the Lantern Corps, has been kind of announced. What are y'all's thoughts on like this? There's some images
So,
up there.
my thoughts initially are this is going to be so. First off, again, they want to distance themselves as much as they can from the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Thank God.
Yes. indeed.
It was terrible. It was awful. It makes me sad. It makes me want to cry. I could cry on command. I think it's definitely they're going to take that buddy cop kind of attitude to it. So I'm anxious to see Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner. I think it'll be mostly those three. What do you think, Freddie?
Dude, you know, we could get Kevin Smith to do Cop Out too, but in space. So it's like Bruce Willis as Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
And Tracy Morgan as Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. I'm not going to lie.
I'd watch that.
All right, so this is another concept art that we have, and there's a lot of characters who may appear in the film. So, have you guys ever seen this?
Oh, I've seen it. I can
Yeah.
name you every character.
All right, let's do it, Matt.
I'm interested. I don't think this is concept art. I think this is from an actual Green Lantern comic. But I like the idea of the all the Lantern Corps being in there, as far as the Red Lanterns, the Yellow Lanterns, Larfleeze, the Sinestro Corps, the Blue Lanterns, the Star Sapphires, and you've even got the White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, in there, which is very cool. So I would love to see all the different Lantern Corps represented in this movie. Can you imagine? People
Dude,
would
we
be
even
going
get Badge
crazy.
right there.
Dude, I love Star Sapphire. That's awesome. She is probably...
She's
Yes.
so cool.
Yes, I actually did a cosplay of her. a
Oh,
couple
you
years
did? I
ago.
don't think I've ever
did.
seen that one.
That was like a year ago. Was
like
it?
3.
Oh, was it that long
We know
ago?
each other for a while.
Girl.
I actually did it too. I wonder if we did both this.
We
Star
might
Sapphire.
have done the same. We might have
Yeah.
done the same.
Was yours also a thong in the back?
Yes. No.
Matt made me
It's
dress
more
up like the
Maltese.
squirrel Badge.
You shut your mouth, Freddie.
Sorry, he said nibble on
So,
nuts.
Laura, what do we have on the chat over here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, curious to see what we're going to see in the future, art-wise, concept-wise. Laughing Man says, what I think is interesting, as DC pushes away from that Green Lantern movie, Marvel is using it in their favor with Ryan Reynolds marketing
Yes.
for Deadpool. That's totally true. That they're definitely doing that. I would hope that.
They straight up have that joke.
They
in the
have that
movie,
Yeah.
joke
don't
that
they?
don't make my super suit green or animated.
Yeah.
So
Yes. and-
that's fine. You can have Ryan Reynolds back. He's great as Deadpool, but that was a
I never
terrible,
saw him as Green Lantern.
terrible
man.
You never saw
casting
it?
choice.
No,
as
no,
Green
I
Lantern.
saw it. I mean,
Okay.
like when I
I was
went
like,
in, I was like,
no.
why the
Yeah,
hell
we
is this
know.
happening?
He's
Like,
I could
It
see
was
him
too
as Flash,
comedic.
but
yeah, I could easily see him as Flash. Yeah.
terrible choices. That's not Hal Jordan.
Not at all.
I guess they looked at the whole womanizer aspect of Hal Jordan and thought like, okay.
Well, you remember his little strut he does when he gets his suit? He's like,
Yeah, it's so awful. I'm so sad that exists.
So,
Frankenstein script of a movie.
who are you guys most excited to see on the big screen? If, just in general.
You asking me?
Yeah,
I'll tell
that's
you,
the line.
Crystal Star. Easy question, easy answer. Batfleck. I am so psyched to see Ben Affleck as Batman. I think he is going to knock it out of the park, and then out of the next park, out of the next city. He's going to be incredible. I'm so ready to see Batfleck, and also the Joker. I'm really excited to see Jared Leto's performance as the Joker, and I think Harley's going to be cool. We definitely saw a lot of those comedy. I really like when she cocks the bat. Like,
Yeah.
so we're definitely going to see that side of Harley. This is our first live action Harley, so I'm really excited to see those three more than any.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Freddie, who you got?
Man, I just want to see a good Green Lantern. I remember walking out of the movie being like, what the hell did I just watch?
Kind of like Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Especially Parallax. Was
Yo,
so
my
bad.
God, that was the word. Okay, so like that movie, like I said, it was a Frankenstein script, like 9 different scripts. What the hell is that? Green Lantern's origin was all messed up. It made no sense. So I just want to see a Green Lantern that is justified on the screen, that has, he's Green Lantern.
You're talking about Hal?
Police cop. Yeah. I mean, I'd see Jon Stewart even. Cause and what are they saying? The one I've always wanted to see Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, because he does that in the
Shut
cartoons,
Ugh.
Can
and
that
in the
please be a thing?
Flashpoint movie he voices him, and it was
Really?
epic.
Yeah, he's
Really? I
pretty
didn't know
much
that was
animated
Nathan
Green
Fillion.
Lantern.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I want to go back and rewatch those. That's awesome.
that's what I'm
great.
saying. So
And he's super hot, even in his old age. I
I also
care.
want
Preach
like
it,
a
sister.
non CGI costume where it's like, oh, there's cartoons all over my body.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we can pull it up or not, but probably not. But have you guys seen some of the making of the Iron Man and like all the Avenger movies where they've just got their little
Yeah.
their mocap on? and
Yeah,
they're
he's
that
just
hard?
mocap
Yeah.
with the helmet.
It's
yeah.
so weird. I mean, I worked at a studio, so I totally get it, but I didn't realize how much CGI was.
It's a lot.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Jurassic
Quite.
World was like that too. They showed the mocap of the raptors, and it was
quite
so
insane.
hilarious.
So Laura,
Yes.
who are you excited about seeing on the big screen?
I mean, I'm excited about Aquaman now. Like,
Yeah.
after
Conan.
seeing that costume, that's killer. Like, I'm super stoked.
Yes.
So
yes,
dope.
let's just go back to
Can we
that.
just look at that and
That
admire?
Oh
Like,
my.
Epic
Yeah,
name.
like,
Real
come
tattoo.
on.
Guys, that is exactly what I look like if I take my shirt off. I just wanna-
Dude, he looks like the lead singer for Manowar. He's gonna bust out like, what?
my hair
Yeah.
even grows longer when I take my shirt off. What do you guys think about the villains? Are you guys excited about that?
I am
See who the bad
okay.
guys?
So you're excited about Jared Leto. I am. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw kind of the release images, like a year plus ago, I was super.
Oh, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't
I'm
really.
not gonna kill you.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
gonna hurt
kill
you real
I
bad.
wasn't 100% sure about that, but anyways, I'm much more excited about it now. But as far as Batman, since we're talking about more Batman now, I think that Luthor. Sorry, my mind completely
Lex
shut
Luthor.
off.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor, thank you. I'm super excited to see him just because in the commercials I hate him, and in the commercials I am not sold, but I have faith, and I really want to see him take this role and just make it his own, because I what I don't want to see is the same character that he's played in every other movie.
Yeah.
The Mark Zuckerberg kind of character.
That's what they're going
Yeah.
for, isn't it? They're like, we want Mark Zuckerberg as Lex Luthor. That's how Lex Luthor would be in this day and age. And I saw, what was it?
He's too silly.
Yeah, he's like trying to be
Oh,
Heath
you did not
Ledger.
want to pick a fight with this person.
Yeah, he's like, and I hate the super loud thud that they add over it. I don't know, just kind of crazy. What about Darkseid? You guys interested in?
Dude,
seeing
okay,
him on-
dude. Did you see that new image they put up in Batman's
Yeah.
dream where
The
it's like
Omega
got the
symbol.
Omega symbol?
Well, they already had the parademons.
Yeah, the
in there.
parademons look all badass and stuff. So that's all I care about. I'm like, Darkseid's gonna be in here.
So they're kind of like going right for it right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
Like, I always thought in my mind they would start with Brainiac and then work their way to Darkseid, because, like I said, they've already got 2 movies announced for Justice League.
Yeah.
So if you start with Darkseid, where do you go from there? And to me, in my mind, there's only one place you can go from Darkseid, and that's Crisis on Infinite Earths.
or the light side.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Wow.
Sorry.
yeah, or
Nice.
they could do that crossover, or they could do DC versus Marvel.
That'd be cool. I remember DC versus Marvel where Namor dropped the entire whale on Aquaman.
No, the opposite, dude.
What?
Aquaman dropped it on Namor.
No, Aquaman called it in, dude.
Let's get the chat
I'm pretty
group
sure
going. Who's
Aquaman.
right?
Aquaman.
Are you Team Matt or Team Freddy?
Don't do
What? Some hatred.
that. But yeah, I thought it was Aquaman who
'Cause
did that. I'm pretty sure
Aquaman-
it was Aquaman.
Yeah, because Aquaman calls in this whale like, I'm the king of the seas. And he has like a whole monologue going, and Namor's just like, shut up, and grabs the whale by the tail and goes, BAM!
Okay, guys. We'll
All right,
see.
guys. So
Time will tell.
What are we saying in the chat, guys?
I mean, we have a lot of talk about who would be awesome as who, like if you were to cast your own kind of characters. There's a lot of love for Nathan Fillion,
Yeah.
as we were talking about. Also, Neil Patrick Harris as a Lantern.
Okay.
Neil Patrick Harris. is
Can we
anybody.
ask which one? John Stewart?
Doogie Howser in
Doogie
space.
Yes.
Hey, we asked
Howser,
which one.
yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that would be worse than
Maybe he could be like
But
Salak
okay.
or something.
Who else we got?
We've got Jason saying Kyle Rayner was the first comic character I could really identify
Yeah.
with because he actually looked like me and like, as like a real person that you could relate to.
So Kyle
It's a
was
fan
Kyle
favorite,
wasn't
I feel like.
chosen. The other Green Lanterns were always chosen because of their ability to overcome great fear.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle was just kind of chosen. He had the last Green Lantern ring, so he was just kind of the everyman.
Yeah.
So a lot of us could kind of relate to him.
They
You
give
know,
him a lot of crap, too.
Yeah,
in the
it's
books,
tough to
yeah.
relate to Hal Jordan because he's fearless, but Kyle, he was not fearless. So.
Yeah.
And one guy we haven't mentioned, Rachel said, I love Mark Strong as Sinestro.
Oh my God, he was the best part of that movie. His performance as Sinestro was almost made that movie watchable, but not quite. Thanks, Ryan.
And is Mira gonna be actually in the
Yes.
Little
Dude, I heard that's
She
Amber
is?
Heard.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love Amber Heard. She's badass.
Yeah,
As
okay.
a friend, or
I've never
More
seen
than that.
I've always, growing up, I really, really loved that character just because she reminded me of this, like, Irish princess. I don't know. It was really weird.
Saints
Because
pretty sorrowful.
well, she's got, like, the red hair, the gold, like...
Makes you think
I don't think she's
Caddyshack.
Irish. I think she's Atlantean.
No, obviously.
Okay.
But then
Irish
the green
Lantian.
and the red, I don't know, with the
Maybe
white
she's both.
skin. Whatever.
She lived
I
under
thought
the
She was
Island.
cool, man, because she was. I think now maybe you know better. Maybe wasn't Mara like her race was trying to take over Atlantis, and she kind of turned against her own race, or something.
That
I
one
don't
that
know.
much.
Let us know if you know better than us.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jason says that Amber Heard is confirmed for Mara.
That's great.
Boom!
Yeah.
That's a good
She
choice.
is gonna be
Yeah,
a-
she
cool.
is going to be a really good choice.
She was awesome in Machete Kills. Just putting
Yeah.
that out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So, along with the new Justice League images, we also get more kind of in-depth Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
From the first trailer, we got to see, this new. Now we have this new trailer. Is there any more anticipation building with this new trailer leading up to the movie? What do you guys think? I mean, I personally, damn, that song is good.
Queen.
Queen, always,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just in general, wow. So yeah, Freddie, what your thoughts on the new trailer?
Okay, that thing was friggin' awesome.
It's freaking awesome,
Because that first one I saw, I was like, wow, this is really boring and lame, and I guess it's really dramatic and whatever. But when I was reading Suicide Squad, I was all like, man, these guys are, it's like
Crazy.
8 Snake Plisskens. Everybody's about to die. Everyone's kind of a jackass. And it was awesome. They all kind of played off each other. And in this one, you kind of saw that. So, I mean, as soon as the Queen music came in, I was like, oh, what's going on? And I've wanted to see Captain Boomerang portrayed like that
Yes.
forever. So when he was just like this drunk, crazed asshole, I was so down.
You know what they say about the
Smith
crazy
being all
ones.
dramatic and stuff still, whatever. But then, like, man, Captain Boomerang. This is awesome.
Dude, is it just me or has Will Smith had work done? I don't know. He
He looked
so
all puffy in
lovely.
that movie.
So that's it,
So
huh?
young. He looks so
We're
young.
just some kind of Suicide Squad.
We gonna save the world.
All right, Matt. What are your thoughts on the new trailer for Suicide Squad?
Well, I was already blown away. Different from you guys, I was already blown away with that first one. But these are two characters that I really love, specifically Joker and Harley. And Deadshot, I'm a huge fan. I'm not a big Will Smith fan. I think he kind of plays the same character. And
You just gotta get jiggy with it.
yeah. So I'm just really looking forward to Joker and Harley, specifically Harley. But it looks like from what we've seen, we get a lot of Harley's origin.
Yeah.
Speaking of Harley, are you Harley tonight?
I kind of was like, damn, this new trailer's
Yeah.
like set me on fire.
Crystal Quinn.
It's Harley inspired. I love the character. I love the performance, and I really, really can't stress how much I really look forward to Jared Leto's Joker. I think he's going to be crazy good. So I can't wait. I can't wait just for that. It looks like they're going to be smart and give them a big part of the movie.
So, talking about Jared, and you guys at home, feel free to let us know your thoughts on the new trailer as well. So, one of the things that I kind of found really interesting about this whole Suicide Squad, Jared Leto is so into his character that he actually sent some of the cast.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, cast members dead rats. Like he wrapped them up in these really pretty packages, and when they opened them, they were rats. And here is an awesome, here's some footage of Jared Leto and Harley Quinn, and you're getting some of the origin story with Harley Quinn as Joker takes her into the
bath, like
yes.
in
Yeah.
Tim Burton's Batman, right? The chemical bath.
I love that knife shot.
Yeah, it's,
That's
so, it's very
beautiful.
Quentin
So-
Tarantino.
Yeah, it is. The heart
Disturbing.
around her and him.
Yes, the
beautiful.
heart is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
This
absolutely
movie's going to
beautiful.
be so good.
And so that's kind of like when I first saw images of the cast like a year or so ago, I was actually really, really disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
like, why are they so cholo? I didn't.
Dude,
like
I
it.
hated that.
I was honestly super, super against it. And the fact that Harley Quinn is now this kind of super slutty,
Is she
little-
slutty?
Okay, the new preview,
You get
where
some
she
booty in
breaks
that
the
trailer.
window and bends down to get that purse. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
her snatch. It's awesome. And are we allowed to say that? I don't know. But anyways, it was a lot for me because I'm so used to the Harley that's completely covered up except for her head hole, or
Her what?
Her head hole.
Okay.
The little head hole. Okay.
I like that one. I like that one a lot more because it's like she's cute, ridiculously looking, but she can kick your ass.
Yeah, and when she takes off the costume, she's this gorgeous blonde who's super sassy. And then now, the Harley that we have in this, she's got tattoos on her face. She can't go anywhere without being, you messed up. So, anyways, Laura, what are your thoughts on this trailer?
Well, yeah, I agree. I initially wasn't that excited about it. I saw the costumes, I saw the characters, and I was like, that Harley is going to annoy me. That Joker, I don't know if I'm into it. When they revealed his tattoos all over his chest, a lot of people were making fun of it. But now, after seeing this trailer, I have such a better idea of the direction that they're going with the Suicide Squad that I am beyond stoked for it, because I think it's just going to breathe new life into these characters and possibly make me a Harley fan again. Because I love Margot. She's beautiful. And I think she's going to be a perfect Harley.
And also, what are the people at home saying about the new Harley Quinn? I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people kind of agree that the Harley is slutty looking and like
Compared to her original.
Definitely. But I think we'll just have to find out. There's a lot of talk here about Static Shock going on in the chat.
Jaden Smith.
Yeah, that's a big discussion right now. And a lot of people are really interested to see Jared Leto and how he's going to portray Joker, because he has big shoes to fill. He really does.
He's got,
Huge.
But so did Heath Ledger, dude.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
But that's what I'm saying.
I was
But
like, yeah,
now
Jack
he's got
Nicholson.
two, though. You got Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. And you
And
got
Mark
Caesar
Hamill.
Romero.
And Mark Hamill.
And Mark Hamill, yeah.
Especially with, Ledger dying in the making of this film. Like, a lot of people were like, no. Like,
Well, he got
should
an
be-
Oscar, right?
Yeah, he
should be
won
the
an
last
Oscar, yeah.
Joker. And so, I don't know.
That was never gonna happen.
Well, and Hamill's still
No,
killing
no.
it, too. He's supposed to do the Killing Joke.
and
which,
they got cleared for an R rating.
yeah, for an R rating for a cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see some spinal fluid.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a bat boomerang to the eye.
That was awesome. Oh, my God. Dark Knight Returns. That was epic.
Yeah, my favorite part of that cartoon actually was when you see the Joker. Actually, spoiler alert!
If you haven't read a comic from 1986 or whatever, spoiler alert.
If you haven't been Frank Millard yet.
But when he lights himself on fire and you see Batman kind of in the distance and Joker's like laughing at him, like in the burning flames. Ooh, that is the creepiest cartoon. It's creepy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there. Speaking of Joker, I hated that look when it first came out because like everything got cholo-fied, everything
Yeah.
got like
the
gangster.
grill, like why?
Well, and then the other thing too is like there's this movement going around called goth cholos,
What?
and they look
Freddy.
like that's what he looks like. He looks like a goth cholo.
Goth
Cholo.
Cholo. You
And
just made
he's
that up.
You just made that up.
He's no, that's a real thing. Look it up if you don't believe me. It's the most terrifying, god awful thing ever.
Well, he's the Joker. He's supposed to be terrifying.
That reminds me
But
of
it's
a
not
juggalo.
like fun. It's a juggalo, man. Like, but they're cholo. And like, man, I'm Hispanic, but damn, what the hell? Why is the Joker like got the grill and the bling and the tats and everything? And he looks so freaking weird. That's not a Joker. Joker's got class. And the other thing too that I'm just gonna go off on a little rant here for a minute. Batman
good.
Beyond, if you ever watch that cartoon, when Joker returns, you got all the Joker gangs looking all kind of ghetto like that and crap. And the Joker's even like, what is this? There's no tact here. There's no funny. And he hates them all.
That's a good
He
impression.
uses them. I try, man, you know.
Well,
But
he does show up in the new trailer with a classic bow
was gonna
tie.
that's what okay, that's
It's
what
the
I'm
Alex
saying.
Ross Joker,
When
right?
when
Yeah.
the second trailer hit and I saw him in other costumes other than his, like prison garb. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
they're
the
not
hell
going to
call
give
it.
him a suit and tie in Arkham Asylum.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but even in like the cartoons and stuff like that, he didn't like what is the smiles and the stuff and the eardrop.
With the smile, he's like Bill Cosby. With
with the smiles and the stuff and the
eardrops and the pudding.
That's what I think the Joker's gonna be like that in this movie.
Yeah.
Terrible. That's
Harley!
terrifying. Bill Cosby Joker. That would scare the crap
That would
out
be
of me,
more
man.
scary, I think.
You know, and when Heath Ledger first became Joker, like way back in the day before any of the movies were actually released with him, there was a lot of people talking about how bad he was going to be.
That's true.
About how, I mean, there's a lot of hate going around, even with Batfleck. I mean, honestly, when they first cast him, I was like,
He
Dude,
was
Kevin
against it.
Smith. No, I wasn't.
I thought you were.
No, I
thought
was.
we talked
Don't you
about
remember? There's that one beautiful drunken night where I looked in your eyes and said, "Kevin Smith fans for life,
Oh, we are.
Batfleck forever."
We are so.
I'm
Kevin
so.
Smith
You know
fans.
what? Kevin Smith says okay, I jump and follow.
Well, he had a good point that Ben is a Batman fan.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
So-
only reason he made Daredevil. He wanted to be
He wanted
Batman.
to be. That was as close as he thought.
and
he
we're
would
supposed to get Batman in Suicide Squad. He's the one that
And,
puts
and
Joker
I will
and Harley
say
in
this:
there.
when and for the trailer for Batman vs Superman, when you actually hear him talk, he actually sounds really good. Like,
Well,
he
they
sounds,
took that from Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith
Yeah.
said use a voice. What do you call it?
the
Freddie? A
voice modulator.
voice modulator.
Yeah.
So they did that. So
and
they're
it-
listening.
I mean, it sounded like he talked, and I was like, "Ooh,
I
that's
the war
love
to
Frank
us.
Miller. Like
Yeah,
Frank
that's
Miller is
actually
one of my
really, really
favorite.
awesome.
Let me tell
Batman
you,
writers.
that moment in the first Batman v Superman trailer where everyone is running away from the destruction and Ben Affleck is running towards it,
Yeah.
that's powerful.
Now I will say this: the only thing I'm a little hesitant about the whole thing so far is I haven't seen anything showing Ben Affleck playing suave Bruce Wayne because that's
well,
his
yes,
cover.
you have. You saw him get out of the car.
Okay, he step out of a car, it's suave like a mother.
How about the look he gives Clark when he's like,
With his little
"What
half
are you
smile.
upset about the Bat Vigilante?"
He's all like,
Man, shut up, Freddie. He looks suave.
"No, I'm just
don't
saying,
even
man.
know
Like I
suave.
want Bruce Wayne from like the animated series. Man, he was suave, dude."
So back to Heath Ledger. So a lot of people were against it. Do you guys think that Jared Leto has the potential for people to be saying the same thing about him? You know, do you think he's going to be, after we see the film, do you think that we're going to be like, yes, he totally nailed it, or are you still skeptical a little bit?
Well, I think I've kind of been saying that this whole time. Did he win the Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club?
Jared Leto, I think he did. Yeah.
Yes, and he should have, because he was ridiculous in that
Okay, that's my argument. You
movie.
guys go.
Wait.
Done.
Boom.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
What about people at home? Or anybody like, you guys are just like, you for Jared Leto? Are you against Jared Leto?
Who do you
he's
think
gonna
would be better,
badass?
guys?
Yeah, or who do you think would be better? Freddie,
Should
your
Mark
thoughts?
Hamill
I
have
just
played
want
him?
Mark Hamill back.
See, I knew it. I said it before he did.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna
Harley.
say that.
Like,
Oh, Harley.
Yeah, his
Yes.
voice gives me chills.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, to me, the animated series Joker will always
What?
be...
Paired with Tara Strong.
like for me being
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
So cool in person,
Batman's my
too.
favorite DC character and Star Wars is my life. Like I remember when I finally figured out Mark Hamill was the Joker, I was like, look at that! It's him!
Actually, one of our friends, Peyton Schmalls, actually made this ballin' Harley Quinn Boba Fett
That's
costume, and she had him sign it, and he said something to her in the Joker voice, and she just
So
like cried
cool.
for like
I would have
10
cried
hours.
too. I would have been on
Yeah.
the floor in a puddle, man.
A lot of people in the chat have a lot of faith in Jared Leto. They like he's a great actor. He's a creepy actor.
Thank
he's
you.
really gonna do the character justice.
You guys are all smart and very good looking.
very, very.
I
very
don't
good.
know if Richard Simmons would be the best
Richard
Joker.
Simmons?
Even
Actually,
if he cut
that
his
would be
energy
cool.
down.
That'd be awesome, man.
Okay, now can someone
Maybe
go
he
make
could
a
play
joke?
Harley.
Jazzercise with Joker.
He kind of dresses like Harley Quinn.
Dude,
doesn't
I
he?
don't know why.
Hard.
I heard
does
Simmons and
makeup
I
like
just think
Joker.
Gene
Yeah.
Simmons is the Joker, and I just imagine him just being like,
Jeez.
"Hey, I'm the Joker. I'm here."
Freddie gets
Monotone
paid $10 if he can work Kiss into each podcast.
So aside from Harley and the Joker, most of these characters in this new movie are kind of, not really what you would call mainstream characters in the DC universe. Do you guys think that the Squad can hold together as a movie? What do y'all think? Freddie?
You know, we got Guardians of the Galaxy as a major motion picture, and we're getting a sequel that's like got the most buzz ever. So, I'm just like, come on, man. You got a talking raccoon, a tree, and no one cares about any of these characters. But so if we can do that, as long as the characters are cool, then you're good. That's all you need for Suicide Squad. A lot of them, they're a little weird. Like I would like King Shark personally, other than Killer Croc. So you got some replacements that are pretty good. Like people know Killer Croc from Batman a little bit. No one knows King Shark. But so I think it's got some good stuff going for it.
Badass. All right, Laura, what do you think?
Oh, definitely. I feel like there's a really heavy comedic feel. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this is going to be pretty funny. Like Guardians, they're going to infuse a lot of that comedy with action, and hopefully with comic book or nostalgic ties there people can relate and be like, yes, these are the characters that I do love, and I love seeing them in a new light. And I'm hoping that they'll kind of find the best of both worlds with Suicide Squad. But yeah, I'm totally excited. And I totally think that it can hold together as this kind of grungy, angsty, but fun movie.
Exactly. And people at home, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this movie is going to do well, especially just with a lot of these not mainstream characters kind of coming into play. What do you guys think at home? And Matt, what are your thoughts?
Wow, the Guardians of the Galaxy thing is definitely an interesting point. Yeah, I agree 100%. This could be their Guardians. The difference being Guardians of the Galaxy didn't have characters like the Joker, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc,
It's all new. Yeah.
and Batman.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I think it's definitely got the potential, and I think, in my mind, it's going to be better than Batman v Superman in a different way. I think it'll be more interesting. It'll have a higher...
I'm definitely more for Suicide Squad right now,
Yeah,
too.
I think it's got a lot more potential.
Well,
Cool.
that's the thing, too, is, like, there's so many characters in that one. I think some of them are going to get killed off.
They have to. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to, but I totally agree.
You can't round off a movie like that with all those characters perfectly.
Okay,
I
which
totally
ones?
agree.
Do you guys have picks for who gets killed?
I think Slipknot's going to get killed.
Damn it,
'cause-
you took mine. But yes.
Well, no, I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like...
how's that feel?
Dude with ropes.
But I feel like, yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like he is the one that they are going to show the least of, and or show a lot of, and then get you really attached, and then cut him. So we'll see how that kind of goes.
I think someone's going to get killed right off the bat, too, because if you watch that Assault on Arkham cartoon, which is basically the Suicide Squad cartoon movie, I can't remember the dude's name, but he just straight up, he starts wailing and screaming, they just blow his head
Yeah,
off.
they literally show his head explode.
Yeah.
So people at home, what are you guys saying?
Yeah, there is some love with Killer Croc, like a lot of people like, but Jason says Killer Croc looks like Goomba from Super Mario's Brothers movie. Oh my gosh, thinking about it.
I think
actually.
Doomsday looks more like Goomba.
That's
than...
true.
I need to go back and look at Doomsday again.
Oh man, don't.
there's a
Do
lot-
yourself a favor, don't.
Captain Ameridad says it will be better than Batman versus Superman, but I just don't really have too much interest in that movie. I don't know if it's going to be better than Batman versus Superman. I mean, Batman versus Superman has big characters as the title, and I think that's what's going to draw people in. But
I
Suicide
feel like it's only going to be
Squad-
like 15 minutes of actually Batman fighting
Yeah.
Superman.
No,
and then
I
it's
agree.
like, oh, there's Wonder Woman. Oh, there's Doomsday. Oh, there's everybody.
Yeah. It's more like Batman doesn't like Superman, but then they become best friends and fight the world
The
together.
BFF squad.
Yeah, like, and that's what people are worried that
Is she with
Suicide
you?
Squad is going to be. Like Salty Steve says, I hope it just doesn't pull a Big Hero 6 and the movie becomes Harley, Joker, and Friends. Like, I can see
I
if
can
they don't do
easily
it right,
see
it could
that.
happen.
I think that's almost certainly going to happen.
That's
Yeah,
that's probably because
definitely.
that's DC just being like, we got these guys, let's go.
Well, those
Yeah.
are the three characters. Well, Deadshot, but other than
Yeah.
that, that's who they really put there.
So let's talk about that too. Okay, these are our characters. Let's go. So that's, to me, I know you're a huge DC fan, Matt. But
Oh, really? Yeah.
so personally, I haven't really bought much DC in the last year.
I have a tattoo of Wonder Woman on each nipple, Crystal, if you'd like to see.
WW.
WW. But honestly, I kind of agree with you, Freddie. I feel like, one of the main reasons that I love Marvel so much is because they come out with these characters and they're new and they're fresh. And like Squirrel Girl, yeah, she's old, but they brought her back and they did amazing. I love Squirrel Girl. Don't hate on my Squirrel Girl.
She took out Doctor Doom, man.
Yeah, she's fucking powerful.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. It's
Yeah.
canon, sadly.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Yeah, it's kind of awesome. But then you've also got like Deadpool and all these side characters, and I feel like Marvel, like we could literally sit here and just list out a long list of amazing characters. In DC, I feel like you've got the Justice League, and then other than that, there aren't too many like really hardcore, well-known fans.
Here's your problem.
I don't know
Marvel
about that
fans.
one. Yeah, I feel
All
like,
all your characters are owned by different studios.
yeah.
That does suck,
And
actually.
in DC, I can use any
always been owned by
character I
Warner
want,
Brothers, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is I don't know if I like I love Marvel, but I don't know if I wholeheartedly agree with like Marvel has more known characters. They do now a little
Oh,
bit because of the
okay,
movies.
well, known characters, no, because I mean, without DC, we would never have a Marvel.
I mean,
Just
Superman,
straight up.
yeah.
Superman,
Batman. Like Batman is like everyone's god if you like comic books.
Yeah.
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't have like 16 to 20 kids like, you have Batman comics? I love Batman. I'm like, let me help you, little Billy. We're good.
Little Billy.
So-
For sure. And some of my favorite characters of all times are the if some would say the Holy Trinity. You got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Woman, yeah.
Like those are by far, for sure, I agree.
Are we
That's what
high-fiving? What was that?
I don't know. I was just like praising DC.
Well, no
but
I didn't know if you
female
were raising the
character,
roof or
no
high-fiving.
female character in Marvel has the status that Wonder Woman has.
and I don't know if they ever will. Sadly.
No, I
Probably
mean
not.
they can try, but like
Who's
Wonder
the
Woman is,
closest to Wonder Woman?
there's no one really.
Not
Like,
really
now
anybody.
Captain Marvel's getting big with Carol
Yeah.
Danvers.
Did Laura say
Hold
me?
on, hold on, real quick. All
Laura.
right, let's go back to our Suicide Squad. One more thing that I really want to say before we kind of, change topics would be that these guys are always kind of the bad guys. Like these are always kind of like the nasty squad, But in this movie, they are heroes. They're kind of coming together to fight a greater evil. And so for me, I am very, very, very excited to see these guys come together and be on a team where they have to work together and they have to be friends. And I think that's why Guardians worked so much as well, because they were, random googly bunch of weirdos
bunch.
and they got together and they did it and they won. And I think that if DC can pull off this without it becoming solely about Harley and the Joker, I think that they've got a huge win, and I think that it will be honestly an instant cult classic.
I wonder who they're
So-
fighting.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out for the Suicide Squad. And don't forget that hits that hits theaters on August 5th. So let's turn our attention to the long-awaited film for any DC fan. That's right.
Squirrel Girl. That's not DC.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So let's talk about the Wonder Woman movie. So historically, standalone female superheroes movies have kind of had. They're not. I wouldn't say that they've had. I don't know. They just have not been as successful as the male movies. So now we've got kind of like this new dawn of comic book movies that are made to be, very close to the source material. So do you guys think that Wonder Woman has the chance to rise from the ashes and bring a new era of female lead superhero movies? She's gonna lead it? She's gonna lead the way?
Yeah, easily. I
Yeah?
mean, I think the problem historically is with the female movies, at least, you've got big name actresses, and that's all the studios banked on the movie for. They didn't really stick to the material, like Elektra.
Like Star Wars?
Yeah. Okay. Well, like Elektra. I mean, look at that movie, man. That's not Elektra at all. It's Jennifer Garner with blades.
But
and
she
stuff.
does kiss a girl.
Hey, happens.
That's what
and
he
then
remembers.
Catwoman, like look at that one too. It's just all Halle Berry.
I hated
So-
There's a Catwoman with Holly Berry.
Yeah. But like now it's like we got Jessica Jones and Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kristen
that's a good
Ritter.
point. Yeah.
Like that was all the character, and the actor immersed herself in the character. So I think we're gonna get a lot more of that now that it's been broken through, and Wonder Woman's gonna be the main force on the big screen for it.
Okay, so we've got a slide up here of some of the footage that we've got from the new Wonder Woman trailer. Laura, what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman?
I really hope that DC does her justice. I'm just really worried that it's going to come out and feel like they were pressured and had to make a movie about Wonder Woman because they feel pressured by media and other outside forces that there should be a movie with a female role. And while I agree that there should be, I don't want it to feel forced because I don't think people are going to want to see it. So I just really hope that they kind of present it more in a way that she is a really strong character and she's really important in the universe and she needs her own movie to show that. So I'm just really nervous about the movie.
I am actually with you on this. I'm actually really nervous about the movie just because, to me, Wonder Woman's been around for 75 plus years. All right, she, like I said, she's with the original trilogy or Trinity, and she's always stood for equality and women's rights, and she's been at the forefront of so many women's rights movements, actually, and I just want to make sure that she really stands true to the original story. And I'm talking about the actual original origin of Wonder Woman. That's, as a kid, that's one of the, my dad had a big old book with all the original Wonder Woman story in there. And she's not even from her own place. Like, she was literally made from clay, and she's never really felt at home. She's never felt like she's belonged anywhere. And she comes from this island of women who, are no men allowed, and I'm really hoping that she doesn't have a love interest. Aphrodite kind of told her that if she ever had a love interest, that her powers would be gone. So that's kind of like one of my big things with Wonder Woman and Superman being this like power couple, and like in the last couple of years they've come out with this. I mean, yeah, they look great together. They'd have beautiful babies, but she would lose all her power. And to me, that's totally stands against everything that Wonder Woman is, because if she did that, she would lose all of her power. And basically it's saying if you get, marry a man and have a kid, then you're done. You've lost everything that you kind of ever stood for. And I'm just really hoping that this movie kind of makes her super powerful and
just
badass.
really want to like give her life and energy and just bring her to the screen as such a powerful character. And a lot of people in the chat, are talking about how they have high hopes for it too, but then also talking about Ronda Rousey playing Wonder Woman.
That would be hilarious.
Or playing Carol, which would be cool if we had
Carol Ferris.
The only other person I would want, like straight up for Wonder Woman, is Lucy Lawless. I've said
Yes,
that since
everybody's
Xena.
saying that too.
Yeah, no, Lucy
Lucy
Lawless
Lawless,
looks
yes.
like Wonder Woman.
She's
She
always
does.
She's
been that
epic.
Amazonian.
And
Yeah.
she's still got it. If you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, oh my god, she's epic.
Is she?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yes.
seen it still. But yeah, I really, the actress that they've got though, she's Israeli, correct?
Yeah, she looks the part though.
Yeah.
And I really love her accent, and I think a lot of people are kind of dogging her for her accent, but honestly, I feel like I think it's awesome. You don't like it? What are your thoughts on the accent?
No, I was when you said people are dogging her for her accent, that made me laugh a little. Like that's that big of a deal.
Oh yeah.
I saw her on. She was an extra. They just had the Entourage marathon on HBO.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there happened to be an episode where she was one of Vince's girlfriends,
Really?
and she's like standing next to Vince and all the other guys. She's bigger than them, tougher than them, and I was like, right on, guys.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, and think about it. She's from Israel, okay, and she's like 6 foot something, right? Isn't she like 6 something or almost 6 foot?
I don't know. I don't know
I think
the answer to that.
she's extremely
6 foot
tall.
giant.
She's
Yeah.
extremely tall.
She's
and you have to think
6
the
foot something.
average size of a man in Israel is close to like what 5'6", 5'8" ish. So I mean, walking down the street.
I don't have these facts, Crystal.
I don't know.
I don't have this information in front of me.
All right. So, what did you guys think of the first footage of the Wonder Woman that was just released? What did you guys think?
I mean, the action looked really cool, but I mean, we didn't really get too much. The one thing I really, really wanted more than anything was to see Gal Gadot in character as Wonder Woman, speaking, like showing
Princess
the
Di.
emotion. Yeah, and I want to see Princess Diana. I want to see that character more than the action at this point, because the action is gonna be there. We can do that easy, but if you don't have the character there, why do I care that But she did look like she was kicking some Nazi ass, so I was so down.
Awesome. Laura, sorry.
Have we
Matt?
seen anything of her speaking yet? In any
No, we
of the-
haven't. That's
No.
what's kind of bothered me a little bit.
I've watched a lot of interviews. She sounds really sexy.
Oh, I just meant like as Wonder
As one,
Woman.
that's what I'm saying.
No,
as
I
Wonder
haven't.
Woman. But that's the other thing too. Is like, look at John Boyega from Star Wars. If you listen to his accent in Attack the Block, like, "Hey brother, we getting over here." Like, it's crazy, man. I love it though. So if he can go from that to like straight up American in Star Wars, let's see what she can do as Wonder Woman.
Sorry, Laura, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
All right,
Oh,
Laura,
no, you're good.
What are your thoughts?
After seeing the trailer, I got really excited initially because it has a very Xena feel to it to me. She seems very like Amazon. It seems very rough and warrior-like. And I loved Xena growing up. It was one of my favorite TV shows. So seeing that and like, oh, that nostalgia of just loving and admiring a female character warrior just gets me really excited. And like I said before, I just really, really, really hope they do her justice and not just kind of make it out to be like, oh, we had to make a movie, so here it is. It's more
Yeah.
like, we had to because you need to see who she is and what she can do in order to understand our other movies and understand the past of her and other characters.
That's a really good point. And that's, a lot of people have been talking about that. They're kind of like, we're worried that DC is feeling the pressure to just kind of bam these films out just so they can have this almighty Justice
Franchise
League,
and stuff, yeah.
movie. And that's a big point. So anybody at home, what do you guys, what were your first thoughts of the Wonder Woman footage as it was released? And anybody excited? I mean, obviously we're excited.
If they want to really
Obviously.
get me in there, I want a confirmation of a Linda Carter. cameo.
Yeah, that's what everybody's talking about. Like Linda Carter was the best. Linda Carter rules.
I'm not
She would be
wearing a Wonder
awesome.
Woman sports bra under the shirt for nothing.
So we're getting close to the release of Batman vs Superman, and is this going to launch a new era for the DC on big screen? Matt.
Is it going to launch a new era? I think DC is definitely moving toward the Marvel format. They're almost trying to do it opposite, like start with Justice League and then branch out the other way. Like I kind of touched on earlier, I really like that DC owns the rights to every character, so they can throw in the Teen Titans, they can throw in Nightwing, they can put any character they want in any movie, and I love that. I can't wait to see how they connect. DC's kind of teased that each movie will connect to the other movies in a unique kind of way. Like you might see Green Lantern and Aquaman. You never know how these movies are going to connect. So I really, 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 more than anything else, hope that the rumors of the Batfleck trilogy, written with him and Jeff
And directing
Johns,
too, right?
I think him and Jeff Johns are going to write it, and then Affleck is going to direct the movie. So I hope more than anything that's true. I would take all my money,
Dude, bring in
I'm
those
ever going
Argo
to
skills.
make.
Argo's awesome.
Yeah. So well, Argo, The Town.
Yeah.
He's a great director. So I can't wait to see that. I hope it's true. Oh my gosh, DC, if you have any brains, do that. And
Bring in Jackie Boy from Good Will Hunting. You know.
Good call.
Cool. Freddie, your thoughts?
All right. I really just do think they're rushing this a little bit. I mean, the main thing is for Batman vs Superman. When that first got announced, I was like, "Oh my god,
It's
Zack
happening.
Snyder's the hugest geek in the world, and he loves Frank Miller. We're gonna get that movie. We're gonna get that comic on the screen." And the looks and everything looked awesome. But then by the second trailer and all the other stuff that they've been announcing, you got Parademons, you got Wonder Woman, you got Darkseid, you got Doomsday, you got the whole friggin' DC universe in this one movie. So it's like, well, there goes my epic Frank Miller moment to like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden Doomsday comes out of nowhere from the kid from Zombieland.
Do you think they're trying to cram too much in this first movie?
They are. Like,
Yeah.
It's
100%.
I think it could be balanced, it could be cool, but like that's why I'm more excited for Suicide Squad, because it's like just this, it's this crew. There it is. But like Batman versus Superman is now Batman versus Superman versus Doomsday versus Lex Luthor with the Justice
Wonder
League.
Woman. Here's Wonder
Everybody
Woman,
else is there. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is I hate
big
the
part.
fact that
Possibly
Wonder
Green
Woman's
Lantern.
just there.
Yeah.
Like she should have popped out with her own
So
thing.
mad at Freddie right now.
I love you. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I'm psyched. I want to see my Frank Miller
Dude, think
Batman
about
Superman fight.
Ben Affleck as that character, as Batman, and tell me that you're not in love with this movie.
I'm not in love with this movie.
Oh.
I like that character, man. But like, dude, I watched American Ultra like a week or two ago, and I was like, oh my god, Jesse Eisenberg is playing the same damn character he does in every single movie.
Yes.
All right, Laura,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
On Batman versus Superman,
And just kind of like this launching DC into a new era for the big screen.
yeah, I think that DC is kind of moving to a new era. I mean, hopefully, I'm not the biggest DC fan. Sorry, Matt. But that's not saying
Screw you guys.
I would like to be. They just really need to prove themselves that they're not rushing too fast and they're not just trying to push content out to beat Marvel or to have the biggest movie of 2016. I have high hopes for Suicide Squad. Batman versus Superman, I'm really on the fence on because I think it's a little bit misleading. I don't think the whole movie is going to be Batman versus Superman.
That's the
if it's
draw,
not,
yeah.
they should have named it something else. I mean, like somebody was saying in the chat earlier, it's like Alien versus Predator and Freddy versus Jason. It's just kind of
But it's
hitting
also
two big
called
names.
Dawn of Justice.
That's
That's
true.
Yeah, but that
True.
came like afterward, didn't it? There was Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And did you guys plan to team up against me tonight?
Yes.
I'm like the lone guy. I'm like Doomsday fighting off you guys.
That's why we moved you to this side today
Yeah.
so we can kick you out. I'm so sorry
That's
about
harsh.
that.
Wow.
Okay, so chat, I had totally just killed your ears. Rest in peace, earplugs. But what are you guys saying? What are people at home saying?
Yeah, a lot of the chat is saying that DC, they're hoping DC isn't going to be rushing. Batman is in good hands with Affleck. Batfleck forever. Some curiosity about Lex Luthor, like which direction they're going to be going with Lex.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne made Clark Kent. I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so bad.
I actually Yeah.
I want
I
to see
hate
him
that
in his,
kid, man.
I wanna
He's-
see him
he's
in the
Michael
armor.
Cera 2.0.
Freddie.
He is in
Yeah.
the voice.
So
Freddie, I
Same.
want to see him in the green and purple.
Dude,
armor.
that's all I care about. If we can see him buff up like that or something, like just not like a little pansy.
He doesn't
like,
need to
I am
buff
the
up."
devil.
Yeah, he
Like,
needs
what
the
the hell is
armor.
that?
He
Yeah.
needs the purple and green armor.
Then he takes out Superman. That would be cool.
Yes,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
He's got kryptonite lasers.
Yeah, there's so much they can pull from, and it just seems like my biggest problem has always been like with the New 52. I was there when it happened, and I had to read every single #1 that came out. And my problem with it was every single #1 started the same way. It was interior monologue of how much these superheroes hated being heroes. They beat up some petty crooks, and by the end of the issue, their big supervillain came out and it's like, oh, it's a big surprise. But I'm not saying
Cliffhanger!
I hate DC. I loved DC prior to the New
You
52.
only like Batman.
No, that's not it. My problem is after New 52, everyone was trying to be Batman. And that's not right for every character.
Oh, I'm gonna hug you so hard after the show's over.
yeah.
It's gonna be a bear hug.
That's all I'm saying. And my problem is they're trying to make all these characters so hardcore in the movie and like, but if you're gonna do that, give them each their own time and moment, man. You know, like
I totally agree.
They have their
Yeah.
own
So-
movies.
after the fact, it's
And
like
talking
there they
about
are,
those
there it
movies,
is.
do you guys, is it like blatantly obvious or I don't know, do you guys at home think that DC is trying to copy Marvel's formula and format for the movies? Love you, Matt.
DC was for. What
For
about
their
in the
movies.
80s
For
when
their
DC
movies.
was having Superman and Batman and Marvel couldn't even do anything?
I love 80s Batman.
Dude, Christopher Reeve's Superman was epic.
Okay, what if they do Crisis
Marvel
on
didn't have the
Infinite
money.
Earths,
I'm just
and
kidding,
you've
they
got
did.
that moment like in Star Wars when Rey touches the lightsaber, and just for one moment you see a CGI Christopher Reeve.
Oh, don't you dare
You see
tell
a
me that,
CGI
man.
Michael Keaton Batman.
Superman
You see
2, the
fl-
Richard
you
Donner
can
cut
in-
is the greatest
Freddie,
Superman movie
you can
ever.
incorporate the Flash TV show, the Arrow TV
That- okay,
show,
and that's what- I would want
Supergirl,
that.
Gotham, all these TV shows. You can incorporate them into Crisis on Infinite Earths. You would be printing money. Like, think about that. Marvel doesn't have anything like that.
But why? Okay,
Yo,
so if
Matt,
we're-
are you avoiding the question?
What's the question?
Oh.
Yes, I'll go out with you. Yes, Freddie, I'll go out with you.
Oh, thank you.
No, but for real, do you guys think now, especially after Guardians, like you yourself, that was a topic point that Freddie did. My bad. But
Sore subject, Crystal.
sore subject. But like Guardian, do you think that DC is kind of seeing the money that Marvel's making and the
course.
formula that
Yeah.
Marvel's making, and they're like, we are
Well-
going to do just that?
Crystal, not only is Marvel doing that, every franchise is doing that.
Transformers
Ghostbusters
is doing
it.
that.
Yeah.
Transformers
Reboot.
and G.I. Joe teaming up. Everyone wants to have their own universe now.
Valiant
So,
got picked up by Sony of all
It's so
people.
stupid,
yeah.
man.
So
DC
weird.
should have done it in the 80s. They should have crossed over Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton. They're
I would have
just,
cried. I would have sobbed.
they just weren't smart enough, but or they couldn't make it work. But
Tim Burton was too zany. Like, it's
they
not my-
tried, man.
it's
They
not my
tried. They
Superman.
tried because Freddie, you know, Batman was supposed to be in the Superman Lives movie.
Yes, Kevin
that
Smith's
would've
movie
been-
would have been awesome. But you know, then Tim Burton was like, "I don't like this.
I don't
Kevin,
like it.
I don't like this Kevin guy.
There's not enough tortured characters.
I need some scissor hands."
But
on
at
the
least we were saved
Superman."
from a Nick Cage Superman.
Oh yeah, I gotta save Krypton.
That's high praise.
You like my
was really
Tron
bad.
suit?
Get the national
Valley
treasure.
Girl,
I
yeah.
love Valley Girl. Nick Cage.
Jesus, Wonder Woman, what's your problem? That would have been that movie.
Suck my tongue. What? I'm sorry. That's one of
Wow.
my favorite lines of his. So that there you have it. So hopefully
You're welcome,
we filled
America.
your nerd brains with a bunch of upcoming DC movie information. So we would like to thank you guys for joining us today, and remember to keep up with us outside of the show. Make sure you follow us on any social media with the username Nerd Ninja Net. Nerd Ninja Net. Sorry. So for Freddie, Matt, who's super happy about this episode.
I love you,
They
dude.
did.
So mad at all of you tonight.
And our social media guru, Laura, and me, Crystal Star. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Later, guys.
Nerd Ninja Show. Nerd Ninja Show.